Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's been a while, a little bit of illness, but I'm back. Today we're talking about face angle, and this is part of the TrackMan data series and the data points that will influence your golf shots. Now, so far we've covered the attack angle, the club path, the face to path. Today we're going to talk about the face angle. The face angle is probably the most undervalued of all of the data points on TrackMan. And the reason for that is because people still appreciate or still think that the club path is the biggest influencer on hitting a straighter golf shot. The club path will always react to where the face is pointing. TrackMan is simply measuring the face angle relative to the target. When you appreciate that fact, when you're hitting golf shots, if you're simply trying to hit the golf ball and the face returns back either left or right of your target, you must address the face angle, not anything else. It's a really good way of finding your feels with where the ball is going to start. If you make a swing and you hit a golf shot and the ball starts out to the right, 5 degrees, and you repeated that, you hit another shot and the ball started out to the right again, and then you repeated that and the ball started out to the right again, what would happen, a bit lively this morning, what would happen is your path would roam itself to the left to stop the ball going to the right. And part of the path going to the left is a way of trying to get the face back to straight. If your ball consistently started left to some degree, so we now see a closed face angle, and we go again and we see another ball start to the left, what would happen is the path would start to roam to the right. So your ability to make your path differ is your ability to, without any compromise in trying to make the ball go in any particular direction, is to allow your face to come back uninterrupted. Swing and hit and see where the ball starts. Don't think about you over the top. Don't think about you inside out. Don't think about your slice. Just stand there, set yourself up to the golf ball dead straight to a target, swing and hit, and monitor where the ball starts in relation to your target. Now, it would be absolutely insane of anybody to think that they could hit the golf ball dead straight all of the time. Have a little think about that for a moment. I get it so often, people stand on my mat and say, all I want to do is just hit it straight. Oh, is that all? Oh, is that all? Well, there's the door, pal, because I'm not the golf coach for you, because I can't make anybody hit it dead straight all of the time. It is absolutely insanity to think that you can manage your attack angle, your club path, your face angle, to always make the ball line up dead straight. Because ultimately that value on the screen to make your golf ball start absolutely on your ball line needs to be 0.0 if we're being really pernickety about it. So I'm going to hit a couple of shots here and I'm going to try and make my face angle return back as close to absolute zero as possible. 0.7. Going to get 3 attempts at getting it to 0.0. 1.2. 1.3. it's a bit shut, that one, I think. 2.7. So I was trying my absolute hardest to make that face absolutely dead straight. And if you've watched many of my videos, I think would agree that I'm not a world beater because I'm standing here talking about coaching. But I hit it pretty straight a lot of the time. So therefore, the 3 shots that I've hit have had a decent scatter, but they've all had curve on them, and the face hasn't turned up, zeroed out. But if you're looking for an absolute dead straight shot, that's what you'll need. And then what you'll need is a path line to match it. The only way your path line can match it if the face were to truly, uninterrupted, keep returning back at 0.0, 0.0, 0.0 all of the time. Therefore, your ability to control this blade throughout your golf swing in its direction of where it points, uninterrupted. And when I mean uninterrupted, just to reiterate, not trying to close it or open it, just swinging. Just swing the golf club, see where the face comes back. That will give you your default direction of where your face is pointing. And the biggest influence on where the face is pointing, you've guessed it, my friends, is how you hold the bloody golf club. And when is the world going to wake up to the fact that is that bloody simple? Maybe I woke up in the wrong side of the bed this morning. Maybe I've had too much time off. Get the grip right, hold it properly, check out my grip series, and you will have a fighting chance of making the face come back pointing straight. TrackMan is simply measuring that. It's not measuring anything else in this box relative to the target. Now that we know that the face angle is such a huge influence on where the ball's start line is, which has a ripple effect through the data points. It will affect the attack angle. It will affect the club path. It will affect where you strike the golf ball. It will affect how high you hit it, how low you hit it, the spin you create on it. All of these things will be a ripple effect on where you orientate the face through default, through uninterruption, at strike. Your golf swing will evolve from there. This is absolutely essential for you to grasp, and it will stop you having to fight and fiddle with your golf swing when it can be so simple. We know that the grip is a hugely influential influence on the golf club itself in terms of where it points at strike. And I've thought about this. I think about my trade all of the time, and the quickest direction to someone's improvement, the quickest wow factor, and any coaches watching this, if you've not had some form of wow factor on the mat with a client in the early hours, sessions, you just won't have the impact on them to keep them coming back to you, to keep them trusting you with their game. We can't leave a session, a first, second or third session, with the viewpoint that just go and hit 1,000 balls and it will get better. It needs to happen within 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots on the mat immediately. Something that feels different. Understanding that the club face in this moment is going to change the start line of the golf ball. The grip, as I say, is a huge influence on where the ball starts. How we then go about changing in other areas, it can be particularly how people use their wrists, let's say, use their hands, call it what you will, depending on ultimately where the face is orientated again. If someone is coming back and hitting it right, you've got to make sure that that face is therefore closing off. Now, if your face outside of your grip is coming back open, you'll have one of a few faults in your game. So you look to the grip, you get the grip right, check out my grip series. You get the grip right, and yet you're still slicing it. So I've got what a good pal of mine, Tim Butler, would say, a Honda grip, motorbike. My hands are underneath, super strong. But then when I come to hit it, I still hit the golf ball to the right. There's a couple of ways you can still hit it right. One, a golfer can still open the face up on the way back. It's tricky, but we can still roll the club face on the way back. Then when I swing through, depending on grip pressure and a few other points, the ball can still go out to the right. That's number one. After still gripping the club strong, could you still hit it to the right? The other way you can do that is still hit it right. If you had the club face coming in strong, and you can see how that face is pointing down, if I was to push that handle out to the right, I could still hit it to the right. So the direction of the handle going off to the right will still hit the golf ball to the right, even though the grip is strong. So the independence of how you roll your forearms, how you change your wrist angle. So if I'm rolling my forearms, and invariably when you roll a forearm, people will tend to change the shape of their wrist and create more cup. The loft of the golf club will now face more to the sky. This opens the face, and even with a strong grip, you'll tend to pop one out to the right. What tends to happen, even with someone that has a super strong grip and they roll the face open, now because of the way the grip is orientated, when it's opened up, they've now got the strength in the grip to now square it back up. And so you do alleviate some of the right shot when you simply make a grip strong. And there are certain elements of a golf swing that could be prevalent. You grip it strong and the grip will overpower those errors. That then gives you the chance as a golf coach to start to work on those errors with a better face to path orientation, i.e. face closed to path. Because as soon as you make a golfer's face to path value more negative, it reduces the dynamic loft, it makes the spin rate come down, it makes the ball go further, and as soon as a golfer feels more power, they feel like they become putty in your hands as a golf coach. Once they become putty in your hands, now you can move them around and start to think about how they want to move. And if the left shot becomes too prevalent, then you can just turn down the volume of the hold, get it to maybe slightly less strong, and then all of a sudden they can start to match it all up. So the grip, as I said, is a biggie. How you're using the club on the way back, how you're either rolling the face open, or if you've tried to fight the right shot and you haven't altered your grip, what you would have been instructed to do is flatten out your left wrist. If you flatten out your left wrist, for sure, you can make the club face stronger, but invariably, because the structure of the hold on the golf club is weak, it becomes very difficult to get any form of power through the strike all the time. You're trying to flex that left wrist. I see it all the time, with young coaches trying to work on getting that bow of that left wrist, and they've completely missed the point of how they hold the golf club. It's just a patch-up job to just get the face in a better orientation. So you end up with super shapes of wrists like this at the top, which is really hard to do. It just is just awkward. So wrist angles have a big part to play in that as well. The data point on TrackMan is so useful when you're just having face angle up. If you do get a chance to use a TrackMan with just face angle, I'd really encourage you to just go down there, make some shots, make some swings, switch all of the other data points off, just have the TrackMan face angle up and have a play with it. Alter your grip, alter the way you move the golf club away, and at all costs, don't try to change the way the face looks through strike. You want to have hands off the wheel through contact. Don't try to influence the direction the face is pointing in through strike. Because if you're doing that, crikey, that's difficult to do for 5 hours. And to have it with some form of accuracy. Hopefully, that's been insightful. The data series coming at you, we've covered some of the biggies. We're going to now start to work through the slightly lower tier influencers, but it's all based around the TrackMan data points that will really give you more insight into how it can help you with your golf. If you like this video, do hit the like button, share and subscribe with your friends, and I think you all agree that's good coaching. See you next time.